Woo! Okay. All right. Good morning, everyone, or good evening, depending on where you are. Uh, it is great to see so many faces, some that I've gotten to know over the years, working with different partners or meeting on Zoom calls or seeing hikers in the field, some former volunteers. It is really great to have all of you with us. Thank you so much for making the time wherever you are. I'm even seeing a TCT shirt being repped by one of our former volunteers. We love to see it. Thanks, Matt, for showing up. That is fantastic. We've got a couple partner organizations on. We've got one of our board members here. We've got former thru hiker Harry. This is very cool. Hi, guys. It's great to see you all. We're going to go ahead and just kind of dive right into it since no one likes waiting around on Zoom calls. We've been doing that for way too many years. And yeah, we're excited today to be together sharing a little bit about our Caucasus Conservation Corps program and all of the things that this really fantastic team got up to this summer with the support of our partners at the U.S. Forest Service and many of the people from around the world who have supported, contributed, cheered us on, and really helped the TCT blossom from an initial crazy idea into this whole cohort of amazing young trail builders who are working to make it happen. So we'll get started with quick rounds of introductions. First couple quick housekeeping things. This is 2024. We all know how to do this, but please keep yourself on mute until the end when we'll have a bit more open time for questions. If you do have a question, feel free to drop it in the chat throughout. Our goal is really to make this a bit of a conversational event and to share what we're doing with you all. So excited to engage, excited to hear what questions you have for our team. And please, go ahead and introduce yourself in the chat. We'd love to hear where you're joining from, if you have any connection to TCT, what that's like. And if you have any questions, feel free to put those in. So we'll do a quick round of intros of our team. My name's Megan. You may have seen me on some of the emails or the Zoom calls. I'm the executive director of the Transcaucasian Trail Association, working to coordinate and support the work that's happening across all three countries with this amazing team. And very happy to be here meeting all of you. So I'll hand it off to Beth, who's going to be facilitating our event today and who you've probably seen on our monthly newsletters and emails that she's been so wonderfully curating over the past year.
Hey everyone, I'm Beth, and I do a lot of the communications for TCT. I initially joined as a volunteer, and then my role kept evolving, as is, I guess, typical with the TCT. So I'm really happy to be here and meet all of you or see you again. And yes, thank you so much for joining. I guess, Ia, do you want to go next?
Sure. Hi everyone, my name is Ia. I have been involved in TCT's activities since 2019 in different kind of forms. Currently, right now, I help the Georgia team to run the Caucasus Conservation Corps program locally and also regionally. And I'm happy to see you all. Maybe I'll hand out it to Kunai.
Good evening. So my name is Günay, and I'm a member of Transcaucasian Trail Azerbaijan and also outreach coordinator in Caucasus Conservation Corps program. I joined the team, I think, since last year, September. So I'm so excited to be here, and I'm so excited to share our summer adventures with you. And John, hi, how are you doing? John is here from our fundraising track. Yeah, great. So I see I could pass it, Georgie. Georgie?
Hey, I'm Georgi and I'm from Georgia, but currently I'm in India for my vacation time. Namaste, everyone. And I'm a project manager of a trail building and then mostly managing and planning the trail design and also give the training for Georgian youngsters or other like Azerbaijan and Armenian youngsters as well. And thank you to all of you to be here. And I think I'll pass to Victoria next.
Thank you. I'm Victoria from Armenia, from Transport Change organization. And this year I participate in Caucasus Conservation Corps program that I will tell you about our program and about like our participant collaboration. Story, I will pass to who else? Abzor, yeah, sorry.
Yeah, hi everyone. My name is Abuzar, or shortly Abi, as most of you know. So I've been involved with TCT for more than 2 years. It was May of 2022. And now currently spending most of the time in helping to shape the Caucasus Conservation Corps program. So yeah, thank you all of you guys for joining this link. And yeah, looking forward. And I'm passing to, I think Nazrin is left. One of those. Yeah, Nazrin. Yeah.
Hi all. Really good to see new familiar faces. Sorry, I don't know if the mic is okay. Okay. I've been with the TCT since 2021, and
We seem to have lost Nazreen, but since she'll be really modest about this anyway, Nazreen basically helped kickstart our program in Azerbaijan and has been working for the last 3 years to map routes across the country and builds up our local team there. So I will brag about her since she's currently frozen. Maybe next we can hand to Envard, who's joining us from Armenia.
Novart join us from Armenia. Yeah.
hi everyone. I'm Nabat from Armenia. I'm participating to volunteer program in TCT. Start in 2022 in Maghreb. I'm very happy to participate in this program and thank you for this experience. I'm working in Trace for Change NGO as a trace builder. My English not so good. I'm trying to. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks so much, Envard. And your English has gotten so much better. It's really, really impressive from the start of the program in May. It's amazing.
It's because this program.
Thanks so much for joining us. Okay, let's see, we've got Rima from our team left. Rima, you want to say a quick hi?
And Anna too.
Anna, amazing.
Hi, hello everyone. Thank you for joining today's event. I'm Rima Beritze, grants manager at TCT Georgia. I work almost 2 years now for Caucasus Conservation Corps project, and currently I'm based in Tbilisi. I work to support this amazing mission to build high-class, bold class hiking trail around Caucasus in Georgia, Armenia, and Azerbaijan. And I'm really thankful for your presence here today. Your support for towards our goals is really vital, and we really appreciate that. And yeah, I'm really proud to be part of this amazing team and work with very dedicated and hardworking people around Caucasus, and not only.
Amazing. Thanks, guys. So a couple last members of our team. We've got Jonathan Sachs, who is our newest TCTA board member joining. I just wanted to give him the opportunity to say a quick hi.
Hi, guys. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, hey, it's great to see all these faces and learn some new names and some new people. I'm a relative newcomer. I got a chance to hike in Georgia this past June with Paul Stevens a little bit, which was absolutely awesome. I was blown away by the, just the beauty and the people and the food and all those other things. And I can't wait to go back. And I actually learned about Georgia through some people when I worked at Google who were in the Peace Corps in Georgia, including Lizzie Schneider, who's all, I don't see her on the call, but she's also a member of the board and sort of fairly active with the TCT. So anyway, I'm looking forward to getting back there, hopefully next summer, and I look forward hopefully to meeting some of you guys face to face, and I'll do anything I can do to because I think what you're doing is great, and I want to support it in any way I can.
Amazing. Thanks so much, John. It's great to have you here. And last but not least, we actually have Jesse Hess, who is our amazing program manager from the U.S. Forest Service, who has basically helped make this whole program possible. So, Jesse, you want to say a couple words?
Hi, everyone. Yeah, that is generous. I think you all doing all the work on the ground are the ones that definitely make it possible. But so it's so good to see everyone here. Yeah, I'm Jesse Hess, program manager with Forest Service International Programs. We've been supporting the Caucasus Conservation Corps for a few years now with both funding and technical exchanges. And I've had the pleasure of meeting, I think, everyone on the team here in person. And yeah, it's just been so awesome to work with this team. And I've also gotten to hike a little bit of the TCT, and I'm hoping to do a lot more in the future. So yeah, excited for everyone to be here and to hear about all the great work that the CCC is doing. So thank you all for arranging this and setting this up. This is great. Thanks.
Cool. Yeah. And we'll also have the recording available afterwards for anyone who wasn't able to join in person. Yeah, let's get right into it though. Iya, do you want to take it away? And, I think you can introduce a bit more about the program and what we've been up to this summer.
Sure. Let me share my screen. Meanwhile, we have Anna from Georgia. I don't know if she's available too. Anna is also a participant. Anna also participated in a Regional Conservation Corps program this year actually. And I don't know if she's available, and if she can say a word. But Anna, feel free to, if you would like. And one more thing, right now I'm on the West Coast in Seattle, Washington State. So I forgot to mention that, but if everybody's around, I would love to meet up or have a conversation or whatever with anybody. I'd be happy to talk more about CCC. But meanwhile, I just wanted to tell you briefly more about Caucasus Conservation Corps and what we did last year. Megan already mentioned that Caucasus Conservation Corps program is supported by the U.S. Forest Service. Starting from 2022, we already have pretty set program that involves Georgia, Armenia, and Azerbaijan. And this year in 2024, we actually had the first trilateral exchanges. We had participants from all of those three countries, from Georgia, Armenia, Azerbaijan, and we spread our work in the whole region, which is pretty impressive. And we just wanted to show you all those places that we hit the trails on this year. So we started our program in Tbilisi, the capital of Georgia. We hosted folks from Georgia, Armenia, and Azerbaijan, and we had orientation week in our beautiful office in Tbilisi that really helped us and allowed us to let the participants to get to know to each other, share their
Yeah, we lost your audio. Sorry. Nope, that's not just me, right?
Yeah, I don't hear Iya as well.
Okay. Yeah, just kind of setting. Did your headphones die maybe?
okay, let me just turn it
Oh yeah, it's good.
It's probably the battery is low and it doesn't receive signal from distance.
You guys can hear me?
Yeah, you can keep going.
Okay, cool.
Sorry.
So, but I just wanted to say that yeah, that the office setting is not our style. So we only spend a week in the office settings, and then we went to a beautiful section of the TCT that connects two regions, Rata and Georgia. Maybe people who through hike TCT have been there, and we did a lot of trail maintenance. This is an old trail, historical trail that has been used by the locals for a very long time, and of course there are a lot of stuff to do, like trail widening and brushing and clearing. And here are our participants, Victoria and Bart, who are working on the trails in Berevi village, which is very close to the occupied territories in Georgia, and supporting locals and bringing more tourists here is, I think, very important. And except for like doing trail maintenance work on the trail, we blazed the whole section basically, which is great job to do, I think, because it's just really cool to see the blazes and signs while you're hiking the trail. So now all that section is blazed if anybody wants to hike and try their hint in there. And after finishing the one part of the regional exchange program, Caucasus Conservation Corps, we went to Armenia and also Azerbaijan. I forgot to mention that we had two crews. One of them was, there were participants from Georgia and Azerbaijan, and in the other crew, there were people from Georgia and Armenia. So we like kind of had things going on simultaneously in both of those countries. And we had another set of orientations in Armenia and also in Baku, which is more like oriented to like focused on orientation, on like maps and GPS and orientation and navigation, as well as on more soft skills like leadership and effective communication, risk management, things that are also very important while working outside with a lot of people, but like not hard skills like trail maintenance and those kind of stuff. And then we worked a lot in Armenia, mostly in the north part of the country. We worked in Lori region. We also put the signs and blazes and blaze poles and signposts on many trails, which was pretty cool experience because this is not what we usually do. Most of our stuff is connected to the actual trail building and trail maintenance. So I think it was pretty cool experience for participants. And here are our folks, again, working on different sections of the city trail, building new sections, clearing and taking care of the old ones. And this is our location very south of the TCT, pretty close from where Bart is actually. And then, yeah, we had some work happening in this close to Seven Botanical Garden, where our participants did again a lot of trail building and trail planning work. And as I already mentioned, there were things happening in Azerbaijan simultaneously. And here is Abu, our staff member in Azerbaijan, who's giving short sessions, short workshop about navigation and trail planning before we send the crews to actually do the physical work on the trail. Then we went to the north part of Azerbaijan. That is pretty developed section of TCT in Azerbaijan, and we worked in Sheki region. This is our participant Georgi, who's doing pretty cool job on the trail. This is what, maybe even from that photo, it's pretty visible to see how much work needs to be done in order for the trail to look actually and feel comfortable for the hike. And there's a kind of a cut of the trail before and after photo. Kind of. These are our participants again, Irma and Arzu, who cleared and cleaned the other side of the trail, basically, not very far from where the previous photo was. And lastly, not least, we worked with the volunteers in Azerbaijan to on the road, and maybe Gunay can talk more about it, but I'll just briefly mention that we hosted 8 weekend volunteers throughout the volunteer program in Azerbaijan. And of course, we worked in Zesolapuri trail, which is the
probably the toughest section that we have ever worked in TCT because it connects two really remote mountainous regions to each other. And there's nothing, we are planning, designing, and building it from scratch. So it's really interesting place to be and kind of challenging environment too. So we worked there for the whole August, since there is not much time throughout the year to be able to be actually able to physically go there. And that's the time when it's not covered by the snow. So we sent our crews, and also we hosted a lot of international and local volunteers from all around the world. So I think that was pretty cool experience for our CCC participants to meet new people, both from our region and also internationally. And this is a trail builder and crew in Zesko working on the trail. We added several switchbacks up to 1 kilometer trail. It's a lot of work. I know 1 kilometer doesn't sound like cool, but once you are there, you know what it means to even like be able to do a meter of the trail. So I think we did a pretty good job there. And of course, we had the graduation ceremonies in Armenia and in Azerbaijan. So we started the program in Georgia, but our crews finished the program itself in Armenia and Azerbaijan. We had really interesting and fun graduation ceremony in Armenia. We, like the previous, more experienced trail builders, tabbed the new CCC participants with the trail tools. So they joined the trail building community of the Caucasus. And here's some photos from the graduation ceremony in Dilijan and in Baku, Azerbaijan. So one thing that we definitely have to mention is that all those work that we did on different locations, it's not just about the trail building, but it's also about connecting people from the Caucasus countries and giving an opportunity to the young people to travel in each other's countries, to learn more about each other countries, because even though we are a pretty small region, that regional integration is not as strong as I would like it to be. So I am very grateful to be a little part of the program that actually helps places and people to connect to each other. So thanks whoever supports our activities in our region, and whoever is interested in to hear more. Yeah, I think that's it from my side.
Thank you, Iya. Yeah, thank you so much. Yes, our crews were really hard at work this summer doing all of those projects you saw. So Gunay, I'll hand it over to you. She's just going to give a basically overview of the program this year. So take it away.
Thank you, Beth. Just let me share my screen. Okay, here we are. Can you see my screen? Yeah, okay, great. So what the season was, huh? Yeah, it was a great time. So I want to give you information, oral information about what's happening in Azerbaijan. So we are started from, okay. We are started from last winter. Actually, we wanted to share information about Caucasus Conservation Corps program in general in our country. So we organized 2 trail talks seminars in winter during the winter in Baku, and we had more than 50 guests. These people are different. From different background and who are interested in trail building, in outdoor, who wanted to share or learn something about trails and in general conservation course. We had professional speakers from UNDP, from WWF, and ecotourism specialists, and these professional speakers, they are give information about LNT principles and also hiking ethics in general. The main idea of Trail Talks was, again, to promote our program and also to give information about our program and build some community in Baku. This year, we want to organize it again. So I can see Jacob is here from our volunteer camp and who is in Baku. So can join us later, and Nazrin will give information about this. Later, we continued with April volunteer camp. April volunteer camp was a pre-program camp, and the main idea was to give participants sense of trail building and how it looks like, and what they could experience during the program. So we can see here our participants, Farida, Arzu, and everyone. And this was officially start of the season in April. And trainings for future crew members. From this volunteer camp, we had chosen two crew members, Arzu and Farida, and they later joined our program. And you can see our participants from Azerbaijan, so Farida, Lamia, and Arzu, they're join our program during 100 days, and I think it's a great time. So, and later, after Georgia hits, we continued in Baku with orientation. It was 1 week, 5 days orientation in Baku. Mostly first part was about risk management, communication, leadership, in general, how to lead team, how to lead crew in outdoor. And later, we had amazing time in city with city tours and experienced some to see Caspian Sea and had some experience about that. And also we visit future eastern terminus of TCT. It's located in Beshparmak Mount. If you came to Azerbaijan, probably I will suggest you to go there and see this amazing place. Yeah, and now about hitches, what's happened and which work was done in Baku. So Abu, maybe you wanted to continue?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, great. Let's go.
Yeah, so as Guna said, after having orientation training in Baku, we moved on to the field together with Georgians and Azerbaijani crew members. So we started first in the Oguz district. It is located on a northwest route from Baku, if you look from Baku. So it's pretty close to Georgian border as well. And we started from this trail because we wanted to connect two regions to each other. It's Oguz district to Sheki district. So as we have a lot of forest in that area, we decided we need to do more trailblazing. So the team mainly were doing the blazing, mainly inside of the forest, and also doing some maintenance on the trail itself where it's needed to ensure some safety. So it was on the eastern part of that trail, next to the Bashdashayl village. And our second hitch was continued on the other side of the mountain, but in the same region, on the western part, which is kind of, it's a small section, so we kind of start from one and then continue to another. And there it was also the same idea to make more blazing to ensure people are not lost, because the trails are there, but we want to make sure it is safe enough to walk there without guides. And then after that, team has gone to Georgia for hitches there, and after spending a long time in the mountains, they came back. And in September, we were on the Grizdahna route. It's a route. It's actually on our track for the fundraising track. We always cover this section, and it's getting better and better each year after this program. So now, if any of you were there last year, this year it's like way much different, especially because we connected the part we worked last year to the part that was existed before. So it's less effort to reach the rocks before, like in the forest area. So there's some details about the trail work that has done, how many extension, and yeah. Oh yeah, sorry, Megan. Okay, so I think I'm finished with the hitches, and
Yeah,
the
okay.
volunteer camps was also on the last hitch in Grizdahna as well.
Yeah.
So I think we can move on to the plans for the next year, right, Gunay?
Yeah, thank you, Abu. And I want to mention, I want to focus on the photo where is Abu telling something to all our crew members, and it seems he's talking about something very interesting. I really love this photo. I think the second photo because it gives us. Whole mood in our camps. There is Irakli, there is Georgi from Georgia, and there is Farida and Abu from Azerbaijan. So you can feel how it's going in our crews. Things. So thank you, Abu. And the next is our goals for 2025. And Nazreen, are you here?
Yeah, sure. I can just briefly go over, I think everyone's kind of covered all the wonderful work that we've done this year, and we're continually trying to grow and improve and find new ways in which we can really use this opportunity from the U.S. Forest Service to help environmental and outdoor enthusiasts in our own regions. So going forward, we hope to instill not just trail building skills, but other adjacent trail development skills, including navigational, route planning, and also kind of growing on helping them grow in professional skills that includes working with different computer programs, that geographical computer programs, writing emails, CVs, and really setting up our participants for a successful future in the environmental and outdoor fields. But yeah, I'll keep it short because I want to make sure that our participants also have some time to talk about their experiences and for the audience to ask their questions. So yeah, happy to talk about this further afterwards.
Okay. Thank you so much, Nazreen, and thank you, everyone. So yeah, if you have any questions, we could talk about later. So Elizabeth?
Okay. Thank you, Gunay. Yeah, so now we're going to move into the part where we hear from our CCC participants, Victoria and Navard, who are both from Armenia, who took part in an exchange between Georgia and Armenia this year, and learned a lot about trail building, about leadership, and things that will help them with their roles in the Trails for Change NGO that they currently work for. So yes, Victoria, do you want to start us off by just talking about your favorite parts of the CCC program? Could be anything from something that happened in orientation to something in the field. A favorite moment that you experienced this summer.
Yeah, sure. Thank you, Betjan. I will say that my warmest memory of 2024 is the CCC program, and like the all unforgettable moments we spent both in Georgia and in Armenia. I have enjoyed the whole program, like program process, from the training to the work on the trail, like our trainings in Tbilisi and in Yerevan, our work in Zesho and like the highest mountain in Caucasus. And I miss our warm evenings and conservation, like by the bonfire, as Gunya mentioned. It is like our most lovely part of after the like hard work we collected together, speaking, and I think this cross-cultural conservation conversations are important for CCC program. And my favorite part was the morning in Zesho, like waking up in the very beautiful mountain views. And as I mentioned, my motivation of this program is Caucasus Mountains, and I get it. Thank you for this. And also, I want to mention our trip to Syunik, the south part of Armenia. We have a very good time there, and we have little trips in Syunik. We went to Lake Tsakar, which is also so memorable for us. And I want to mention that it is very interesting to see how we change, we getting more experiencing during the program. And from our first camp in Perevi and the last in Sevan, I have seen both change to all of us, as Megan mentioned, Navar's English or our trail skills like that. And I think the program was challenge also was challenging, and for everyone. Like for me, it is being away from home so long time, but after ending the program, it is like impression that I would like it to be a longer. And like maybe the life had planned something for Armenian crew, and perhaps that was a big challenge for us. And I want to mention the like knowledge and the skills gained during the CCC, including the trail building techniques and sustainable tourism practices. There are available for the future conservations efforts, and like we have many skills like leadership, technical like maintenance, building trails, and why not for me like translational skills that I can use both for my professional growth and also the whole like skills in my community growth. And I want to say that the program is very important to promote environmental awareness, like preserve nature and cultural heritage. And CCC has connected people from different countries, from like they have different we have different professions, and like we are united around an important idea. And at the end, I want to thank the whole team, our partners from Georgia, like Megan, Paul, Beth, Ia, our Gio, also to Armenian side, said that they are not here, to Mary, Ashot, Liana, and Arpine. And of course, to our leaders, Artur, Gohar, and Papuna, who brought their support. They like help us to learn more about the trails, about the Caucasus. And I want to say that you are the people like who made to make the CCC program come true. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Victoria. Yeah, it's really amazing to hear how much you gained from the program and what you hope to give back to Armenia in the future. Navard, what about you? What was your favorite part of the program? What skills did you learn this summer other than your amazing English? So please do not feel bad about that. It is really, really good. So yeah, we'd love to hear from you.
Oh, my skills are now some people who know before CCC and after CCC saying, "Oh, you're changed," because now I know how to work in the team. Before I don't know too much. I know how to make family with another people because with CCC. This team start to be family, not just friends, not just workers. We are start to be family and start to worry about each other. Now when we are working, now I'm in Dilijan in the work, and when we are working with Heraj, Tigran, they are team member also, and we are every time saying, "Oh, Luca, you remember what he say, what his jokes say," and also remember Anna and our leaders. We are every time talking about it, talking with about CCC. My favorite part is when we are not have internet, no, we don't have phones, and we start to dance. We start in the evening. We start to speak each other. It's been hard for me speaking English, but now I can tell what I am thinking, and I think you are understanding me. The most hard challenge for me been the long way to go to work because I don't have hiking like skills. I'm not hiker, and I'm never hike too many times, like too much time. And it's been hard for me, but I know that now I can go that way without cry. What I learn in CCC, I am using it every time. I mean, uh, every time in my work, because I'm working every day, and every day I'm using that skills in the team, in the trail. every time helping me, and thank you for teach me English, for teach me how to work in the team, for be a real team member, because it been very hard for me now when I'm not know English, because after CCC I also with my English I can I I don't remember that word, but after CCC, I'm using other programs, and I'm other programs member, and English are helping me. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Navard. Yeah, one of our core components of this year's CCC program was using English as a working language to get a lot of the participants more familiar with the language, used to speaking it, especially with other non-native English speakers. Sometimes it's a lot easier to practice and feel a little less self-conscious about speaking and learning new words and phrases. So as you can see from Navard and some of our other participants, their language skills improved a lot, which we hope they can use in the future as they apply to other programs, like Navard said, and perhaps get into other fields where English is going to be a more useful language globally than Georgian or Azerbaijani or Armenian probably would. So that's one of the aspects we really hope to continue next year as we are planning next year's program. So Megan, I'll turn it over to you if you want to talk a little bit more about what we have planned so far next year, and maybe open up the Q&A if people have questions.
Yeah, sure. So I'll just share a couple reflections on what we're thinking for next year as we look ahead to 2025 with the CCC, as well as, making sure that I don't forget some ways that you guys can get involved with the TCT and CCC if you're interested. So right now, it's the middle of November. We are deep into our debrief and planning season of the year, where we've been going through all of the reflections we've been hearing from this year's participants, from the staff, and really pulling out lessons from what went really well this year and what we can continue to iterate and do better. So Nazreen alluded to this briefly when she was speaking, but one thing that we're really trying to zero in on next year is, for the Caucasus Conservation Corps program, we've got two main goals. The first is to equip young people with, relevant job skills that will set them up for success in the environmental conservation and ecotourism fields. The second is to facilitate cultural exchange across the region and build relationships across these borders, where often, that doesn't happen. So, we're kind of taking those and working on them in conjunction with these exchanges and with these skills training programs. I think we've done a really amazing job this year with building those relationships and some of the English skills, the team building skills that Navard mentioned. And what we're trying to pull in next year is actually a little bit more different types of skills relevant to the conservation world, going beyond trail building and really thinking about how do we educate folks on the ecotourism sphere. How do we make sure that the skills we're instilling in them with CCC will be relevant, not just for trail building with TCT, but for whatever they want to do to protect nature in their home countries. So we're going to be expanding our curriculum a little bit and bringing in some new perspectives, and we're pretty excited about that. But the core of the program is going to stay quite similar in terms of having crews working together for a long time, having cultural exchange as a key part of that, and really working to set folks up for their futures. So yeah, we're excited to have the next year to continue innovating and bringing folks in for that. And in terms of, ways that you guys can get involved, since I know we've got some folks here probably interested, I do want to mention a little bit about that. We've got a few volunteers on our calls here. So one thing we've been doing for, several years is running an international volunteer program where people can come to the Caucasus and build trails. And over the last year, we really worked to integrate that with our CCC program, actually. And this has turned out to be an amazing experience because not only does it give folks from overseas the chance to come build trails in the Caucasus and learn from this environment, but we've seen that for the crew members who are working on those trails, getting the chance to interact with people from around the world who are coming to the Caucasus to work alongside them has been a really cool and invigorating experience. We heard from so many of our crew members that that was one of their favorite parts of the summer, and that's something that we want to continue doing in the future. So we will be sharing volunteer opportunities, hoping to have that information up kind of around the ends of the year. So stay tuned. You're probably all on our newsletter, but if you're not, make sure to sign up because that's where we'll distribute all of that information. We'll also be running group supporters treks, which are led by the local members of our team, showing the sections of trail that they've worked on and the relationships that they've built with communities along the way. So that's a really cool, in-depth way to experience part of the trail if you're interested in coming out and hiking. We're also building our organization a lot at the moment. So we've got Harry and Matt on here who are going to be part of our brand new TCT Hikers Board, which we're currently working to set up. So that's a forum for like hiking and volunteering alumni to get involved in the trail organization itself. And that's a brand new thing that we're working on setting up. But if you're interested, get in touch with me, and we're going to be building that over the next year. We're also working to build our board of directors. So if that's of interest, please get in touch. John and I would love to have a chat. And last but not least, today is actually, we're going to celebrate this, the kickoff of our end of year fundraising campaign. So we're working to support the CCC in the next year, and really building on the amazing support that we've gotten from the Forest Service and from other partners to make this program as much of a success as it can possibly be. And we can't do that without the support from our community around the world. So if you've been inspired by what you've heard today, I definitely encourage you to check that out. Every contribution matters. We're a small team working to do a lot with the resources we have, and it really makes a difference. So I'll share that link in the chat. And coming up, we're also going to have another event on December 11th, where you'll get to hear from some of our TCT hikers and volunteers directly. So that will be less of our team talking about our programs and more about the folks who've been engaged with the trail, talking about the trail experience and what it meant to them. So if you have questions about hiking or have questions about volunteering, that'll be the place to be. Bring your questions. We'll have a Zoom link in the newsletter going out, and we would love to see you there. So yeah, I think that's my spiel. With that, we'd really love to hear if you have any questions or comments for our team. If there's any ways, anything you're interested in learning about or ways you're interested in getting involved. We're really here to have a conversation, so we would love to hear from you. And thank you so much again for joining. And feel free to unmute yourself or drop questions in the chat as you like.
Hey, Megan, I got a quick question. The hikers forum you just mentioned, is that open to anyone? Like,
the basic requirement is that you've spent a significant amount of time on the trail. So that's either hiking or having volunteered, because we're specifically looking for folks who have had experience on the trail, know what we're getting at, and understand the context, and are going to work with us to do outreach to other hiking communities around the world and give us feedback on how we can continue to improve that trail experience and make it better for hikers. So if you have hiked, get in touch. If you haven't hiked yet, go hike. There's tons of free resources on our websites. And then get in touch and let us know how it went.
So I was getting at something else. So, if 7 other people want to come hike the trail, it would be great if they could get a little bit of a taste from people that have hiked the trail about what it is they're getting into. So I know there's lots of stuff online, and that's probably the right answer, but I just was wondering if this was like an interactive way to learn. It sounds like we should do it a different way.
We actually do have a different way. That's another thing I forgot to mention. So thanks for the call out. We run a hikers forum that we've been doing for a couple of years that Harry's been a long time participant in, and several of our other through hikers, which has been a direct way for at this point, not just our team to answer questions about what folks can expect to experience on the trail, but also to hear from other hikers who have come through in the past. So we're going to run that again next year. We'll probably also organize a couple Zoom calls, bringing together old and new hikers, and that's been a really fun way to connect.
Oh, perfect. Okay, that's great. Thanks.
Yeah. I know someone has a question, so I'm not going to end this meeting until someone asks a question. Yeah, Alan, hi.
Actually like to make an observation rather than a question. I'm Alan Robinson. I'm retired from the National Park Service, and I've been in the kind of business that many of you are now kind of entering for about 50 years.
Wow.
So I just really would like to express a tremendous admiration for the development of the TCT and the CCC. I've spent a fair amount of time in Georgia and a lot of other places around the world. And the progress you've made in a short period of time, the young people you have motivated and brought into this issue is just tremendously satisfying for a guy who's kind of near the end of his active involvement in this. And I particularly appreciate Megan's observation that the TCT is expanding its objectives to include not only trail building skills, but the ability to kind of branch out into sustainable tourism issues and a whole variety of conservation programs, which I think is it's an excellent way to have an entree into the broader question. And I guess I might finally say that this combination of the three nations getting involved is tremendously satisfying and makes me feel very, very optimistic about your objectives and the ability, for example, to find a common language, which happens to be in this case English, is just yet another benefit. I am a longtime volunteer. I'm a former Peace Corps volunteer and a staff member. I have a tremendous appreciation for the impact of volunteering throughout the system of managing public lands as well as these trail projects. And I will end by simply expressing my admiration from a guy who's probably the oldest one on your call here, but I've been doing a long time, and I find your example to be very, very satisfying, and I wish you the very best. I hope actually to speak with some of the folks in the U.S. Forest Service system because I have long experience with international affairs with the National Park Service and with the Department of Interior and ITAP and WWF and FAO and a variety of other things. So thank you very much for inviting me to this, and please keep up the good work. Thank you.
Wow, Alan, thank you so much. It means a lot to hear that from folks who have been in this space and seen a lot. It has not always been a smooth road. We faced a lot of challenges along the way, but the core that keeps getting us through whatever comes up is this, amazing team here. And I think that's ultimately what's going to sustain it for a very long time. So thank you so much for your words and your support.
Hi, Megan. This is Josh here. Well, first of all, I just echoing Alan's words and saying I had the pleasure and opportunity to be there 2 years ago, just very briefly, just to see what the work looked like on the ground, and came back just waiting to go back. Yeah, amazing to see how the activities have expanded and just become strengthened just in a very short time of 2 years. So amazing work from all of you and all the volunteers. My question is for TCT. Obviously, the focus is within the Caucasus, and you've gained a lot of experience. And what do you think is TCT's capacity and ability to train others from other countries who might be interested in such a project or people who are looking for inspiration or ideas of how to start up something? Because I know the very beginning is sometimes the hardest, just not knowing what the first step is. So yeah, wondering, let me ask in two ways. One, have you all had any experience in training international cohorts or visitors who want to start a similar project? And if not, do you have any plans for that?
Ooh, that's a great question. And also the topic of a lot of conversations I've been having here in the US recently. So that's very cool. Thanks so much for joining, Josh. It's great to see you again. I'll say a couple things and then I'll invite my team to jump in as well. I think the first is that, I think we have a good perspective on that because we've been on the other side of it. TCT really got off the ground with support from other folks around the world who had experience in this direction and who were willing to bring us in and share their knowledge and really contribute to that development. So the partners we had at the Forest Service were instrumental in that. The partners we have at Earth Corps, a program in Seattle that both Georgi and Iya, as well as our crew leader Vaho, have now been through. That really gave us the grounding to be able to take some of these, trail design concepts, trail building concepts, and then translate them in multiple senses to apply them in the Caucasus. We're talking literal linguistic translations. Iya and Gio have now written like a full, crew leader manual in Georgian explaining all of these concepts and oftentimes having to make up the words for, what a certain trail building concept is to then apply it in their own language, as well as then looking at the different contexts of historical trails, the different cultural contexts, and really figuring out how to work that, into their own cultures. And now, because we've had that experience, we've been able to bring together people from different, the three countries and train them internationally. So that's not quite the same thing as training folks from a totally different context, but it's, it has been a really interesting experience, I think, for all of us to practice doing that. So short answer is, I think we're kind of right at the point where now we've learned a lot. We're still learning, we're still growing, we always will be. And we'd be really excited to work with other folks around the world to share some of the lessons that we've put together over the last couple of years and to really help make this kind of a global movement, which I think it's becoming, and I think would, just has tremendous potential to positively impact spaces around the world. Iya, Gio, Gunay, Abu, do you want to add anything to that?
I just want to mention that I think our experience is especially interesting for the non-US and non-like Western countries because the things that the way that things work in like post-Soviet countries that are not necessarily on like the first world kind of I think our experience is really interesting because we started from like nothing, from zero. The way the partnerships work in the US, it's not the way it works in Georgia. The way that money is transferred from one stakeholder to another, that's not the thing in Georgia. So I think just the whole process of like finding people, setting the organization, and making something like possible actually in a long term is something that we have gathered a lot of experience. And I am pretty sure that like not just me, but like a lot of people from our team is able and also interesting to just like share whatever the knowledge we have gathered. So far, we have only like shared our kind of like skills and knowledge between each other. So like between Georgia, Armenia, Azerbaijan, I think we help each other a lot because there are like different experiences gathered in Georgia that can be taken to, I don't know, Armenia or Azerbaijan, and there are different kind of experiences that have built in Armenia, and that experience can be very useful, and the skills can be very useful for Georgia. So, yeah.
Yeah, and I also want to mention our study tours to US. We learned a lot of things from US-based organizations and trail associations. That was amazing to see how is trail world different in, let's say, in US. And earlier this, I think it was end of September. I had the chance to join a World Trails conference, and when you see in the world, it's really different, and you can learn a lot of things, and you can do a lot of things. I think the most important part for us is. Again, as Ia mentioned, knowledge and experience challenge between each other. So yeah, if you wanna if you wanna share something with us, please do that. And I think we would like to. And also, we joined as a country, as Azerbaijan, we joined later than Armenia and Georgia. And thank you guys to you, because we have learned a lot of things from you, because you had experience, and now we can use and learn a lot of things from you. Thank you so much for that.
Cool. Well, I think we're at time, so that seems like a really nice note to wrap up on. I'm happy to hang out and answer any questions if anyone has anything burning that they want to talk to our team about. But in the meantime, I'll let you all go, and just want to again say thank you so much for supporting the TCT, supporting the CCC. I can't tell you how meaningful it is actually to feel this type of global support from around the world, and to feel like we are part of a connected community working to build trails, connect our different communities, protects the natural world that we all love. And it's such an amazing feeling to be part of that, where you really feel that connective tissue of people caring about the same things all around the world. So thank you for sharing, your passion with us and being part of this movement. It means a lot. And we will look forward to seeing you in the mountains. Yeah. Thank you so much, everyone. Yeah. Yeah. We're looking forward to seeing you. Okay.
Yeah. Thank you all. Wonderful presentation. See you soon.
Thanks, guys. This was awesome.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, everyone. Sending hugs. Bye.
Thank you, everyone, from being touched from India, even on us. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, everyone from Baku.
All right. Thanks, everyone. See you in the mountains.
You're in the mountains, yeah. That's nice.